If you're watching this, maybe you're successful on paper. You've got the job, the calendar full of meetings, the metrics, the title, but something inside you is off. You can't quite name it, but it's there, a hum beneath the noise. Maybe you're tired, not the kind of tired that sleep fixes. Maybe you're wondering, is this it? You're not alone. And today, I'm not here to give you productivity tips or time blocking strategies. I'm here to talk to the part of you that's been whispering, quietly, persistently, for a while now. The part that wants something more honest, more meaningful, more alive. Let's talk about the choices that shape us, the invisible ones, the ones we make every single day without realizing what they're costing us. Did you notice that, somewhere along the way, we started measuring our lives in bullet points? We began talking about career trajectories and scaling our impact, as if we were all startups waiting to IPO. But here's the truth. You are not a spreadsheet. You are not your productivity. You are not your inbox. You are not the number of unread Slack messages or project milestones checked off. You are a living, breathing story. And the choices you make, even the tiny ones, are writing that story every single day. Let's talk about choice. Not the obvious ones, such as job offers, resignations, promotions. Those are just the loud choices. I'm talking about the quiet ones. Do you check your email before you say good morning to your partner? Do you eat lunch while multitasking or actually taste your food? Do you scroll through LinkedIn and compare your life to people you've never met? These micro choices become the architecture of your life. And here's the paradox. The choices we think are small often become the defining moments. Do you choose presence over productivity, curiosity over certainty, courage over comfort? Because if you don't choose, life will choose for you. Every now and then, you might catch yourself saying, someday when things calm down, someday when I get promoted, someday when I've saved enough, rested enough, proved enough. But here's what I've learned from working with hundreds of professionals. Someday is a myth. It's a way to stay safe, to delay discomfort, to avoid choosing. We say not now so we don't have to say no. But here's the catch. Every time you postpone what matters, a tiny piece of your aliveness dims. There's never going to be a perfect moment to start living more honestly. Integrity won't show up as a calendar alert, and no Slack notification will remind you to be fully present with your child, your partner, or yourself. There is only now, and now is wildly, tragically, beautifully fleeting. Let's be real. You can be wildly successful and quietly hollow. You can have influence and still feel invisible to yourself. You can be a top performer in the workplace and still lose the plot of your life. I call this chronic success with quiet regret. It's the disease of achievement without alignment. And the symptoms look like this. You're constantly busy, but rarely fulfilled. You're praised by others, but disconnected from yourself. You're what some might call winning, but feel like you're slowly disappearing. Sound familiar? This isn't a failure of ambition. It's a failure of attention. You've spent so much energy building a resume that you forgot to build a life. So how do you begin to rewrite your story? Let's start with 3 questions. First, what am I pretending not to know? You always know. The relationship that's not working, the dream you've shelved, the burnout you've normalized. Second, what would I do if I weren't afraid of being judged? Forget your LinkedIn headline. What would you do if no one was watching? Third, am I trading time for validation or for meaning? Are you working late for the bonus or because it aligns with who you are? Your answers don't need to be perfect. They just need to be honest. Real power isn't found in titles or corner offices. Real power is making a decision and living in alignment with it. Real power is saying, no, this doesn't feel like me anymore. It's walking away from what drains you, even if it looks impressive. It's choosing relationships that nourish you, not just network you. It's speaking the truth even when your voice shakes. It's reclaiming your time, your energy, your presence. Because here's what most people never tell you. The strongest people aren't the ones who power through. They're the ones who know when to pause, to question, to change. So let's redefine success for a moment. Not as performance, not as applause, but as alignment. Success is feeling proud of who you are when no one's watching. Doing work that feeds your soul, not just your bank account. Having the courage to rewrite your story, even if it means starting over. And if that sounds idealistic, good, because we need more idealists with grounded feet and clear eyes. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow. You don't need to change your entire life overnight, but you can start by choosing differently. Choose to take your lunch break and actually take it. Choose to replace "I'm fine" with "actually, I'm overwhelmed." Choose to schedule joy, not just tasks. Choose to use words that uplift instead of deflect. Choose presence over prestige, truth over performance, purpose over perfection. These choices, they add up. They become a rhythm, a life, your life. Here's what I want to leave you with. This day, this exact moment will never come again. You will never be exactly this version of yourself again. So choose to be here. Choose to wake up, not in fear, but in intention. Not in performance, but in presence. Not in urgency, but in honesty. You don't need more time. You need more truth. And the truth is, you're allowed to change. You're allowed to choose again. You're allowed to begin again. That's a wrap for today's episode. If it resonated with you, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear it too.